Okay, welcome back to today's coding session. So if you have some assignment or you have a project that you're working on, now's the time to put all the distractions away and just get to coding. So if I'm distracting you, just put me on mute to the side and let's code together. And if you're just opening this now and you're wondering what it is that you're looking at, I have been learning how to code on my own for the past few years. And at this point, I've gotten to the final homework of Harvard's CS50 web development course using Django and JavaScript. And so I'm at the final project for that. So let's get right into it. Um, this is what I'm building at the moment. Now this is like a small part of a bigger app. So this is one feature within five other features, part of five other features for this app. And the goal here is to let the users suggest features that they want to see in the app. So I've coded most of the stuff already. The only thing I believe I'm missing here is I don't know, I think I'm missing this add comment here and this over here as well. So I'm just I might delete this now. Hold on. So I think the way this is looking right now would be like this. So if somebody wants to add a comment, we're going to display a little form for that. And if somebody wants to see the comments, they just push here and then we'll display a bunch of divs with all the comments. That's the goal for today. Let's see what we got going on so far. So if we go into VS Code here, we're gonna change into CS50w. I think it's final project, and then source. Yeah, and then okay. Okay, so we have to install all auth before we can continue. So let's just do here pip install. Yeah, so this here. We install that as well. Now the reason why I have to all of a sudden install all these new modules is because I updated my VS Code here, and for some reason every time I update, it deletes all the previous libraries. Not sure why that is, and I hope it's not something that's going to bother whenever we go to publish the app. Okay, and so let's see. So this is all installed. Let's try running again. Run server. And so I still gotta look for this. This is the web token for for JavaScript. Hold on. It's just installing all these random dependencies here. Let's see if we can run it now. Okay, it looks like it's working now, so let's see. Good. So this is what we got so far, and right now when we click here, it seems to not do anything, but if we look at the console, I have been logging the return. So the return here is, if I move out of the way, you'll see that the return here is the comment for this first card. I only have one comment there, so this is the only comment in there, but that's the one. So now, what I'm proving to myself here is that all of my code in the server, my back-end code in Django here is correct, and that the front end is receiving that response from the server correctly, and it's saving it and handling it correctly. Now I have to figure out what I want to do with this return. So ideally, when I click here, it's going to run to the server, it's going to get the data, and when it comes back, I want to display each comment as a card down here, and I want to replace this button. So this button, I could replace it into like, I don't know, like close comments or something. So I think the way that, or at least the way I learned in the course, is that we need to have another div here that will be always hidden. Okay. So let's try that. Now, if we remember in the previous homework, or even 2 homeworks ago in mail, let's see here. We have this mail here. We have our templates inbox HTML. So here I actually separated this into a separate file. So my inbox.js file here, which we could do eventually here. It doesn't we don't need to leave all of our JS code in the index HTML. We can just have it on a separate file. This is not using React though. This is just using plain old JavaScript. But okay, let's see here. So index feedback. Yeah, so in this index feedback, I want to find my comments button. So I have the post feed here, and in there I have my so here are my comments. So I'm just trying to think here what the right thing would be. Maybe it's a matter of like having 2 different returns and then having some type of variable, right? Comments feed, delete post button. No, so it might be just a matter of keeping track of this here. And then we can call this feed active is equal to use state. I think it's going to be a use state. Let me see. Like down here. Yeah, let me just copy this here. So it's going to be something similar to this. And we can call this like a comment feed active. Comment feed active, we'll call this set active. Comments, we'll make it shorter. Comments active, and then set active, it will be a use state of false. So that will be the initial value. And then we'll do a handle activate. I'm just renaming it, just assigning a random name here. Activate, handle activate, and then we can do set active of the opposite of active. So all we did here was create a variable which it'll change whenever we want it to. It'll change between true and false. And so if the first thing I want to do is I want to test for this. If comments active, we can do like this. So in the return down here, I can say, and I don't know if this is the best code to do it. It could be that I'm writing like, like I'm writing long JavaScript code when I could just be using a short, what's it called? A short React function or something like that, or a component. But we will solve for that later. I'm just trying to get like one step closer to the solution. Instead of just trying to get to the solution right away, because I'm understanding that the solution is actually, it could take 10 different steps. So it's a little bit overwhelming. So what I'm trying to do is chisel one tiny thing off of it. And hopefully it snowballs into, the full solution. So for now, I just want to say if. So if my comments active equals, I think it's true, right? Then I want to return, and I'm going to return my, so remember this object, I'll get out of the way. Remember this object here that we have with a comment inside of it? Here's a comment inside of my object. So I want to display this data here. And this data right now, by the way, I am logging it up here, data. This data up here in my code is basically a code that's displaying this down here. So I have access to it. I can just say data. So I can just do here a div and close my div. Okay. Now I don't know if I'll eventually convert this to like a use state. It could be. So I can take advantage of the automatic reloading, etc. But here I'm just gonna do data. Okay. So I have my data, which I'm not sure where I'm saving it. I'm also not sure if I have access to it down here. It could be I do actually. Let's just do data for now. Yeah, I'm gonna just pass the whole object like as a text and hope for the best. I'll just put it inside of a P for now. So again, formatting and all that, we'll take care of it later. So if comments active equals true, I'm going to return all of this. So I'm going to return the comment. Okay. Else, return all of this. Like that. Let's reload. So I'm getting a bunch of errors here. Let's see. True is not defined. Okay. So this is why I'm saying that we might have to extrapolate this a little, like we might have to use an actual use effect, but let's do this for now. Right, so this is what it looks like. Okay, so if I click on here, I do want to turn my, I do want to run that, I want to handle my function that switches the value of this constant up here. So I'm gonna handle activate. So basically, if I get good data from the server, I want to run handle activate so that I can display it. Why is it displaying it? Because by me changing the value of that variable, again, this handle activate, all it does is change this comments active variable from true to false, or from false to true, doesn't matter. So it will, once it does that, my return here will be different. It'll actually return what I'm trying to do. So let's reload here. Hopefully it works. Okay, so it's loading. I'm not sure I'm not getting any error. So if I click on here, you see it's getting, so it is getting it from the server, but it's not reloading the page. Let me try again, and it's not going to reload it. So yeah, I think I might have to use a use effect for all this. Comment feed. I'm going to put all this inside of a use effect because I think it has to load. So the use effect will load automatically. Let me see, hold on. Like the problem with the use effect is that it'll fetch the server whenever you load the page, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that for every single card. Imagine you have 1 million cards here. That's a crazy amount of wasted server resources, like the bandwidth and whatnot. You're going to be paying for that as a developer. So basically, I mean, that's part of the benefits of using JavaScript in the front, like coding this way, is that you're really offsetting a lot of the computing power to the user and his browser, and that way hopefully you're saving resources on your server, and it's going to cost you less per user to maintain the application. So here we only, the foundation, the basis to that is only load immediately, like what you need when you need it. So right now all we would need is to load this one comment. So clicking on it, but it's not working. So I'm gonna go to the AI because I'm a little bit stuck here. I'm not really sure like what the next step here would be. I don't think it's use effect, but honestly, use effect is not the only feature React has. There's other ones. So I need one that works similar, but it doesn't load automatically when you load the page. What would be the equivalent? And maybe I'll put this, move it out of the way. Yeah, so what would be the equivalent if I could spell, to use, is it use state or use effect? Use effect, but I don't want it to load when, I don't want it to load when the page loads, only when someone clicks. Let's see. So, okay, we kind of did this. So we did create a variable to track the state, create a function that updates. We did this as well. Use this function as an event handler for the click event. How? Use this function as an event handler for the, okay, I think we did that. For example, you can use state to manage the state and an event handler to update it. What do you think should do when the state changes? Okay, I think we're actually very close to the solution here. I do have a problem with the use state because, but use state fetches the server when I load the page. How can I display the button first and only after clicking it fetch. Now this is horrible English I'm writing. I kind of do it on purpose. I give it like a very general question to see, you know, hopefully it figures out the best way. So to achieve this, you can set up a component. Okay, let's take a look here. Maybe I missed something. I don't know. Okay, so hold on. So to achieve the behavior in the use effect, but only triggered when I click on it, you can use the state variable on an event handler. So I create a state variable to track the event. I did that already. Maybe I should do it like this. Hold on. Yeah, so I already created the state variable, which is, it's right here, right? Yeah, so it's over here sort of, but really it's this whole part here, these two lines. So to achieve a similar behavior to use effect, but only trigger on a click event, you can use a state variable on an event handler. Okay, create a state variable to track the event. That's good. Create a function that updates the state variable. We did that already. Use this function as an event handler for the click event. For example, you can use state to manage. I did that already. Oh wait, okay. To achieve, you can set up your component to fetch data only when the button is clicked. Is an idea? Create a state variable to store the fetch data. I sort of did that. Okay, I'm not doing that yet, but okay. Create a function to handle the button click and fetch the data. Constant handle click. No, this is going a different direction. No, that's not how it is. Create a function to handle the function to click and fetch the data. And render the button and conditionally render the fetch data. No, I don't think that's how we want it. So we do have that variable here keeping track of the state. And the problem that I have right away is that it's not loading it right away, you're saying? Forget about it. I'm just gonna do a use effect. We'll just try it like that. Hold on. Then my use effect is not keeping track of. I'm in the feedback here. Hold on. So in the other homework, I did have my use effect track. Where is it? Yeah, so it was keeping track of a couple variables, and whenever one of these changed, it'll reload those. I think this might be what we're looking at. I just might have to write it so that the fetch is not the first line here. Maybe the first line should just be, actually the way I have it, because here the fetch is part of the use effect, but here the fetch would be part of another function. So the function doesn't have to run until I tell it to run. So let's leave it like this. I think the only thing I might have to add here is a use effect. I hope that's really it. I mean, hold on, post feed. I thought I had this comments feed. Use effect. Yeah, so it would be a use effect. And I do have that use effect at the first. You see, it's like fetching automatically. So I don't think I need to do it like that. But comments feed. Yeah, so here we're going to add that use effect. And if I remember correctly, it's like that. Let me see. I'm like terrible at copying and pasting things here. I'm just gonna copy the whole thing because I'm very bad at like remembering syntax. That way I don't have errors. I'll just copy paste and that's it. V0. So where did it go? I lost track here. Where is it? Post feed. Delete. No, not here. Here it is. Okay, so again, I'm gonna copy all this stuff here, and then I'm gonna delete most of it. So I'm actually just want to be left with the actual template. Yeah, we could get rid of fetch, and you see this is what our use effect should look like. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete this. Oh, sorry, copy this, and this should go. Yeah, I think it should go over here. Now I'm getting a red one. I wonder why. Ah, okay. Okay. I don't know if this is correct code, but we're trying our best. And it could be that I defined this somewhere else, not inside the use effect. Yeah, I'm gonna define this outside. I think that is the right thing to do. And so, like so. I don't know if this is correct code, but let me see in the other use effect how I did it. Yeah, like in the other use effect, you see I'm like defining that stuff somewhere else. So I think it could work. Actually, if anything, I'm defining all that stuff up here. It's getting more complicated than that, but we'll figure it out. I'm realizing that they initialized the use state here as an array, because they are accepting an array of objects. So maybe we have to do the same thing here. Although right now we only have one, but it could be that we also have to do it over here. We'll see. Hold on. So use effect. Let's reload this for now. Let's see if it actually works. No, it doesn't work at all. here. So over here, it's not working at all. We get all these errors. So fine. So our use effect down here, we're not using it correctly. This full of errors and whatnot. Yeah, I'm gonna go back all the way. It's not even closely to being correct. Let's try this again. Yeah, so this is working okay. Hold on. I'm gonna have to just ask the AI because I have no idea at this point. Yeah, so when I on-click is load comments. Hold on. On-click is load comments. And where is that? I'm just gonna tell it that it's not doing it here. It's not. Too much code. It's not displaying the comments. The value of comments active. Okay, so I guess one of the main issues here is just rough. No, I don't have a video explaining React from zero. I wrote it down, I will try to make a video about it because I do have one or two things that I think to say that will make it easier for everybody. So thanks for bringing up the question. I'll try to make a video about it, similar to the, similar to the guideline video that I made. Like I would say like the largest video on the channel here. But let's just say you can't just start learning React if you don't know like intermediate JavaScript. I would say like you need to know intermediate JavaScript, which is a little bit hard to get to, but that's what this course teaches you, the one that I'm taking right now, which is this one here. So this is the main course, and if you go in the menu here, all the way at the bottom, you see they have all these other follow-up courses. I'm doing the one that's CS50w, and this one is Python and JavaScript. So this will teach you the JavaScript that you need to know in the first couple of weeks in order to be able to eventually get into React. Okay. So the first easiest fix that I could find right now is checking for this. So if comments false, true. Let's try that again. Okay, so load, and if I click here, it's giving me an error. Now I'm checking in the server, and the error doesn't seem to be coming from the server. And I'm getting this error window here, which is something that comes over here. The console error. So let me take out this handle activate out of here and reload. And let me click again. And now I'm not getting an error, and you see that I do have here my comment. If I come out, you'll see this is the comment that I'm loading. So that said, the mistake I believe is this handle activate function. Hold on. It looks like you're trying to conditionally render based on comments active. Data is not defined in a return statement. Can you show me where the data is being set or passed? It's right here. What do you mean? One thing is to try to figure out the homework. Another thing is to try to argue with the AI. It's like, okay, that's not why I'm here. Like, it's not. Okay. So he's saying that what he's saying makes sense. I have to update this. 1 second. So we have set post feed. Right, so I have to store it somewhere else. Hold on. Set post feed. It's, I guess, this. Okay, so that's where the empty array. That's what we spoke about before. So let's copy this code and hurry up here. So we have, I'm just going to rename this to comment feed set comments feed in use state. So basically I wasn't storing the data anywhere, so that's why I couldn't present it. It was still in memory. I wasn't storing it in the actual variable. So comments feed set comments feed. I use this now to store that data. So that would be up here. So set comments feed, and I would pass it the data. I believe that's how that would work. Data. Okay. And so then now I can do comments feed and pass that. So that's already a little improvement there. So here, instead of passing data, I would pass the comments feed. Let's try again. If I click on it, it's still giving me a ton of problems. So, not. See, the AI always likes to argue with me. I'm not understanding, like, comments feed. Handle activate. That's a good way of debugging. So up here, right in this handle activate whatnot, I could do this. Okay. Try again. Handle activated was called. But it's still not working. Hold on. Handle activate. So handle activate will comments have to be updated. Can you add console to see if other comments have to be before and after calling handle activate? Hold on. Comments as before, comments active, and the other one after. Hold on. Handle activate. Where is that? Maybe I'm missing these. Could that be the issue? Let's try again. So it is calling it, but it is calling it, but not updating. Are they recording proof of work here? What is going on? Set active, the opposite of comments active, so that's what this is. If for some reason that's not working, okay. Hold on. Okay. Get all this stuff out here. Hold on. So let's try without this here. So without handle activate, let's just try to do this without this one. Let's just try, because all this stuff is asynchronous. So let's see, maybe that's the issue. Let's do set active instead. Although I don't see what the big difference would be. And then this would be true here. So let's try it. Click, and we're still getting an error. Okay, inspect. I mean, we are loading what we are looking for. As you can see here, we have the comment, but there seems to be a bigger issue here. Um, let's reload. So we click and then everything just gets all messed up. So it's basically the same, doesn't make a difference whether we use one or the other. Okay. Just trying to figure out exactly which line of code here is the problem. And so here I am not rendering so I am not rendering this line here, which means the problem should be somewhere up here. Let's take this one out for a second and see if that's the actual problem here. And I think it is, because see, we have the comments here now. So the problem here really is this handle activate. Let's not use useState for now. Let's just use false or true. Let's try again. No. Hold on. Comments active. Why is this crashing all of a sudden? No good. Okay. So you state false. Try again. No. Okay, I think I'm going to change the whole approach here. We'll just try and do this with components. So let's try and do something totally different. I'm gonna go ahead and change all this into components, meaning that this if-else statement here should be in each case I will return components basically. So okay, let's reload here. So here in this button, okay, let's duplicate this. Okay, so post feed. Function would be load comments. Okay, or comments feed, or yeah, load comments. We'll change this. This will be the load comments. Comment toggle. Yeah, and this will be load comments. Okay, and then we'll have another one which is function comments comments feed button. I don't know, comments button and comments feed. And for now this won't take much. I don't think this takes anything. I mean, it could, we'll see in a second, but maybe take some props. Delete post button. Okay, so basically a goal is to divide this here, so the comments feed will return this. comments feed. Use effect, feedback engine, method get. Hold on. So that's the comments button. Okay, so this down here, this return would be our comments feed. Okay, like so. So if comments active equals true, it will return that. Else, we're going to return that whole thing. So that would be, so basically all this code here would be part of up here. Yeah, comments feed. And this might be a use state. I guess we'll have to figure that out. And Das is saying hello. He's a senior in high school. I cheated all math. I'm planning on studying CS in college. Will I be okay math-wise? I want to be a software engineer. First of all, CS, computer science, and software engineering are two different tracks in university. There are many universities that you can either get a bachelor's degree in computer science or in software engineering, and they are fairly different things. So long story short, I would say, yeah, the software engineer, if your math is not that good and you like more designing and building software, so do that. Go into software engineering. And if you want to do more of the theoretical computer science stuff, and perhaps you even want to do a master's, PhD, you know, computer science research, that sort of thing, so then you would go into computer science major. Okay. So let's see here. Okay, so I see we're getting to the end of our live stream for today. Thank you for joining. We got very stuck here. Hopefully we'll be able to figure this out in the next coding session. So again, thank you for joining, and wherever you are, just keep on coding 1 or 2 hours a day. It makes a big difference. Wishing you all the best.